Welcome to the Cheryl Lynn Harvey Show. Tonight, I am so excited to bring you my buddy since high school, Randy LaPlante. He is a local expert on Balboa Island. He runs his family business, which is the laundromat on Agate Avenue, and married one of my best friends. So with
That's the decision I read.
They met at my house, by the way. Okay, so anyway, Randy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming aboard, and we are having a little wine. We had a little barbecue. We're having some fun, and here we go. So Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Randy now and Randy in the past.
I'm Randy LaPlante. Like you say, I grew up on Balboa Island. We didn't start out there. My father was in the Navy, and I was born in Florida, and then...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
I could be a redneck. I don't know. Anyway, so...
you know you're a redneck if...
We moved to Spain because my father was still in the military, and then we decided we're going to move to Balboa Island. And this is around 1964. And so I was very disappointed. I was like, this isn't where I want to live. And I remember...
You mean the island?
The island. I was like, I don't like this, because we lived in Spain, and we were right on the water, and it was a beautiful spot.
So a couple doors down to the water wasn't good enough for you?
I was just like, oh my God, what is this place? So we moved there, and then, for about 4 years or so, I was just a kid. Father went to the Catholic church. This is on the island, across from Amelia's. And
Amelia's, yes. Randy Seaton. Check out the Randy Seaton episode on Balboa Island.
Yeah. My father didn't have any experience in that, and she said, "Oh no, it's just I just really would like to sell it to you." And he said, "Okay." So he bought it, and so. He dragged me down there to help him clean or collect money. And my brother would be going to the beach, but he decided to pick on me to go down and collect money.
Well, now, wait a minute, Randy. Why do you think that he decided to pick on you?
Because I think I was his favorite. I like to think that anyways. But because I had two other brothers, but I think he thought I was more reliable. I don't know.
That had to be it.
So
they're always hardest on the people that they respect the most.
I would go down there and help him. And, I wanted to go to the beach and surf and do all that. Anyway, everything was going well. And, I went to high school and the laundromat was a laundromat. And we had, had a couple of vending machines that they sell cigarettes. You can't do that anymore. And candy machine, it was just, it's kind of a funky little place.
Maybe they'll put a marijuana machine in there soon.
Well, that's what's coming up. Maybe make a few bucks. But
there's the future.
Yeah, now you can't buy cigarettes out of the vending machine, but you can buy pot. It's really a crazy world we live in. So anyway, my dad got a little older, and I eventually kind of took over and just made sure everything's running and keep everything working and clean, and it's just been chugging along, new machinery every once in a while.
So tell us the highlights of the laundromat, because I know that that you can wash your boat cover at the laundromat.
Well, we have large capacity washers that are good for boat covers, and don't dry them because it'll shrink. So that's just a little tip. So and we have a lot of washers, so people can come in and do all their wash all at once instead of sitting all day long doing their wash. So that's an advantage. I don't know what else you do.
Well, why don't you tell them about the shop cat?
Well, I also have a cat. It's named Suds, that makes sure everything's running smoothly. He sits down there and
so if you come do your laundry at the laundromat, please pet Suds.
An orange
awesome.
cat
with no tail.
And it's just it's a self-serve, so I don't sit there all day.
Right.
I open and
right. So you have pictures of your father. on the wall at the laundromat. So there's a little bit of history
There's
there. Tell about your dad being a veteran.
My father was in the Navy. He's a Navy pilot. World War II. Flew PBYs, PBMs, anti-submarine reconnaissance, and it served in the Atlantic and then also the Pacific Theater. Retired, and then when he got, we lived down the street from Buddy Epson, who's in the Beverly Hillbillies, and was his navigator, because that was before GPS, when everyone like punches in the numbers and like, oh, there I am, before you had to actually know latitude and longitude and time and distance and those things. But he actually, a chart, paper charts. And anyway, he actually was really good at it, and they won races.
So your dad was the GPS for Betty Upson.
Yes, he was the navigator.
Okay.
And they did a lot of races. He didn't do the Transpac Ensenada race, a lot of local races.
And Randy himself is quite the sailor and boatsman, and he likes to fish.
Yeah, I have friends that are very good at sailing, that are professional hired guns, but every once in a while they go to exotic locations and they want me to help them bring the boats back, which is not as fun, but it's also not bad either.
No.
So you get to travel and party in Mexico and then sail on home, and this is fun. And I sailed from Hawaii. That not many people have done that. That's 18.
Was my brother on that boat?
No.
Oh.
But that was. He knew a couple of people that were on the boat, though. He was they're friends.
I knew
still.
I'd heard about it. So.
Keith Kilpatrick.
Oh, yeah.
And Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of. I did a lot of sailing, and surf trips and all that stuff, and being in that. I had a lot of free time, so I could, go out and do that. I wasn't tied down to a job.
So what time do you go down and open the laundromat?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock every morning, and then you close it at
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And the other thing that I learned from Randy that I thought was so interesting was that you have the contract at the Marriott? Or
no.
Which hotel is it that you have a...
No contracts, but we're on their website, or their, if you need your laundry done, there's this location. And they usually do that because it's cheaper than having, $20 a garment,
Yeah.
So, yeah, we get a lot of tourism and a lot of Australians, English. I don't know. We get the gauntlet of tourists.
And didn't you tell me, where's the next laundromat?
There's one on the peninsula around 32nd Street. And it's smaller, but it's our only competition in Newport Beach.
Wow, isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
And the next one is in Costa Mesa.
Because you go up into other cities and there's laundromats on
Costa
every
Mesa,
street corner.
yeah. It's the real estate is expensive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And like he said, it's been in your family since when?
1968.
1968. Great. Okay, so Randy, we've talked about Suds, which is a huge part.
He's
of
a really good
laundromat.
boy.
He's awesome. We talked about the fact that Randy is married to one of my best friends. They actually met at
Julie.
my house, Julie. She's our love. And but let's talk about a couple funny stories of things that have happened in the laundromat.
Okay. So we're talking recent history. Now the internet and people they have mosh. What do they call that?
Flash mobs.
Flash mobs and stuff. That we at one point we had this bicycle club that decided that the laundromat would make a good laundrodome, as they called it, and would ride their bicycles around like the roller rink. And I was like, no, you can't do that.
It is a circle.
It is
right?
a
You
circle.
just go right around.
It's a natural track.
Yeah.
So
that's so funny.
And I was like, no, you cannot do that here. It's, and I had to run them out, and there's like 20 of them. It's like Lord of the Flies. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get mugged. But I had to kick them out. So anyway, that, and I get guys coming in there with their dates and jumping in the dryer. Look, honey, I can go around in the dryer. And I'm like, get the heck out of the dryer. I'm gonna break my machine. And there's all kinds of little weird things that go on. It's but mostly it's pretty boring.
What about the drug smuggler?
Oh, some guy decided that his batch of pot, they got wet. He decided to dry it in the dryer and it smelled like a big bong, you know. And my dad's like, well, I think there's something smells a little funny around here. And it was like about a pound of pot, you know, in the lint trap from them drying the pot.
That's so funny.
That was years ago before it was legal, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, there's all kind. I could probably think of. I could think of a few other small things, but I can't think of them right now. But yeah, it's colorful.
So I'd like to close with the same question that I ask everybody, and what would you like everyone to know about your father?
My father was the coolest guy ever.
Ever. Better than my father?
It's pretty close, but he was just a very humble and very reserved, but also very powerful. He just was a presence, you know. He would tell you things and didn't brag about anything. He humble, yeah, and it was very strong. Mm-hmm. You know, he set in me a lot of principles that I live by today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I loved him.
Is there anything that you would like anybody to know about the laundromat or Randy?
It's at 112 Agate, right on the Ferry Street, and we are open from 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And got some really large capacity washers. You can get your stuff done, and we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Randy, for joining us.
I wish I could be a little more interesting, but
you are. That was awesome. We love it. We love it. We love it.
I love the island, and I love being there. It's great.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of camaraderie. You know.
It's a great magical spot, which is why I'm doing a podcast about it.
Yep.
So anyway, well, thanks again.
Thank you, Sherry.
Okay, signing off. Goodbye, everybody. Hi there, it's Cheryl Lynn Harvey back again. I am on location with Island Wash, Balboa Island-Laundromat with Randy LaPlante. So here we go. Hey, Randy.
Hi, Sherry.
We're standing in front of the Island Wash that we've owned for 52 years.
There's the sign, Island
Wash. Ferry in the background over here, in case you need to go over to the ocean. Go for a swim after you're doing your laundry.
There's the auto ferry. So this is a great location. So now you know exactly where we are.
And there's a park across the street that you can have your children play in the little swings.
While you're doing your laundry?
While you're doing your laundry.
Awesome.
You got a nice, delicious, ice-cold Coke in our old vintage Coke machine that still works perfect. And here we go. We got the washers here. We've got dryers, 13 of them.
So those are regular capacity dryers.
Those
right,
are large
Randy?
dryers. Those can hold about 3 loads, 2 loads.
Really?
These are 15-pound regular top loaders.
Sorry, I'm making the thing go kind of nuts because I didn't put my glasses on. Okay.
Anyways, it's very much the way it was back in the 60s and 70s. I haven't changed much because I like it, and a lot of people like it that way, and get in, get out, you know. So we've got our changer here, and we have larger capacity washers in the back.
We'll go look at those in a second. So
and
you see,
as we're going back, we can look at the old vintage signs.
Yes.
They're called tiki lantern signs. And if you notice, which I never even noticed until someone pointed it out to me, but that was kind of the thing back in 1960. So these are original signs from 1960.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then you got your folding tables, and these are the larger washing machines for comforters or slip covers.
Okay, so this is the part that I wanted to kind of highlight, Randy, because I don't think everybody knows that even if you have your washer and dryer at home, you can come down here. In fact, I need to do my own comforter, so this is good to know. But you can come down here and use these large capacity washers.
Absolutely, and that's why we have them. We're probably going to put a couple more in, but they're very popular. These are 40-pounders. You can put, 3 loads into one machine, or a large, like a comforter or a slip cover.
Is there any kind of special settings for anything like that on any
There's
of your?
several.
Okay.
It's all laid out here. You got your 6 settings, but mostly everyone uses the top 3 here, and it tells you.
Okay.
It's on there. And then this is one of my favorite and our customer's favorite machine. I call it Old Yeller. It's yellow. And it's from 1974, and you wouldn't believe the trouble I had to get this thing working again because he couldn't get a timer. It's like an old Studebaker.
What do you mean you couldn't get a timer?
A timer that runs the machine. It's electronic.
Oh.
It tells the machine to spin, wash, do. It needs to have a time. When you start the machine, it needs to have a cycle it goes through, and the timer keeps it
I
on
get
cycle.
you. Oh, okay.
Which it's like finding an old used part for a car. So I was very excited to get it going again, and everybody else is.
Okay.
And this is the larger machine.
So let me just show you one more time here, everybody. This is Old Yeller. That's awesome.
They don't make them like that anymore.
I'm sure. That's
And
awesome.
so this is
People are going to be coming down here in droves to see Old Yeller.
It works too.
Okay.
It's not a joke. It really works. And this is a larger 50-pound, so it's a little bit bigger. Small boat covers.
Oh yeah, this is the one we talked about on the first
So,
pop.
but you can do boat covers there, but nothing too huge. And so that's basically it as far as the washing machines go. But these are a big draw. And also, if you have a lot of clothes to do, you can come in and line up your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in and out in an hour and a half and 2 hours instead of doing your laundry all day long. We have mothers that their machines broke down at home. They come in here and they're going, "Oh my God, where have you been my whole life?"
So I just have to add, today I did laundry all day, and my dog is afraid of the washer and dryer. So I should have come down here. I would have had it done in an hour, and that poor dog
And he
would
could
have
have
had
been, and he could have been in the park this whole time.
I know. That's awesome. Okay, and then so let me just show this because
And this
there's
is the folding
folding
machines.
tables.
You got your baskets.
Yeah,
you put
the
your stuff
baskets.
in. Go from your washer to
And
the dryer.
He's got some magazines for you to sit and relax in the chairs.
My very fancy table.
Very fancy.
There's a little bit of like graffiti on there, but Al's always there with us.
Let's get in. Let's get a
There's
picture of
Al.
Al. Hey Al, whoever carved this.
That's been
Thanks
there
a
a long
lot.
time. I mean, we're talking 25 years.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Back here, we have some soap in case you don't have anything. Like a lot of tourists come and they're staying at the hotels.
Right, 'cause we
and they
talked
want
about that.
$50 for a shirt, and they come down here and you get your, they come in from the hotel. They Uber down or whatever, and the hotel actually tells them that we're down here. And
That's
because
awesome.
they go to the beach. And I wanted to show you this. This is my father and Buddy Epson of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh.
That's my father.
Oh,
In
this is when he was
1968.
navigating the boat with Buddy.
He navigated the boat, and this is before GPS, so you actually had to know what you were doing. And he was his navigator on the races. Buddy Epson was into sailboat racing at the Polycon, which was a fairly new concept back then.
Oh.
Although the Polynesian boat's been around forever, as you know, but as far as racing and fiberglass, that was a fairly new concept.
This is so cool. Unfortunately, the light.
It's a little reflection.
How do I turn that off? Well, anyway, okay, yeah, that's.
And there's a cat that he passed.
Okay, there's the light. Okay, I turned the light off. Sorry. So this is better.
That's
so that's
my
your
father,
dad.
And
There's
that's
Buddy.
Buddy Epson. Go up one more.
Uh-huh.
Dad, Buddy.
That's awesome.
And that's
There-
our original license for Operation 1968.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, okay, so let me see. So for those of you Beverly Hillbillies, there's Buddy Epson.
Gotta get away from there, Ted, Jed, whatever his name was. Beverly Hills, that is. Beverly Hills. Movie star.
Movie stars. Oh, remember the cement pond?
Yes. And this is a cat that we had for, unfortunately, a short time, and he was a rescue cat, and he was the best cat ever, and he got hit by a car.
Yeah, he got hit by a car.
I miss him very much.
His name was Oliver, right? Oliver?
Ollie. Yeah,
Ollie.
Oliver. I call him Ollie.
Yeah. Isn't
But
he
it was
cute
Oliver.
with his ears?
He had bent ears, and he was the coolest cat
I
ever.
remember him. I remember him.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
So that's basically it. It's nothing fancy. Keep it simple.
So yeah,
but keep it clean.
You know what I really like? I like the wood.
This is teak.
Oh, teak.
This is teak.
Okay.
And it needs a little cleaning. But,
no, I like it just the way it is.
But it's, you know, it's that patina, we like to call it.
You should know. You're a wood guy. Okay, so Randy, tell us again your hours of operation and your address and all that.
We are open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I'm even open on Christmas if I'm in town, or New Year's, and you'd be surprised how many people come in on Christmas.
Sure.
Valentine's Day, you know. Some people don't have, whatever.
Yeah.
I stay open. We're open 7 a.m.
Yeah.
10 p.m.
Okay.
7 days a week.
Address again?
112 Agate, Balboa Island, 92662.
Balboa Island. Okay, Randy, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You're such a dear friend, and we've had a great time putting these two things together. So I hope everybody enjoys, and come on down to Island Wash.
Enjoy yourself, and you go for a walk around the bay, or you go across the ferry, go to Newport Landing, have a drink, whatever, you know.
So,
it's a great spot.
So just a testimony, my washer did die, remember, about a year ago, and I came down here and did laundry, and I just went down to the restaurant and had lunch. So
there you go.
It's a great spot.
We're here for you.
Okay, signing out.
Bye-bye.
There's Suds, the famous laundromat kitty. Hey, Suds.